Hey there, my name is Trap, and today we will be going through some of the changes for the Valiants coming in Season 2 of Wild Assault. I'll be giving my own input to the balance changes while we go through them. At the end of the video, I will make a speculation tier list to show how things might look. I've been playing this game for quite some time now. Here's a bit of proof to show you that I have some experience with most of the characters, Vanguard tags, and medal that shows that I've dedicated myself to this game. Without further ado, let's head right into the balancing for the Valiants. Starting off with the heavy classes. Ryan, Vlad, and Sen are getting a health nerf from 200 health to 180 total. This change seems minimal, but it plays into assault classes being more of a threat up close. More on that later. For our first Valiant, we're going with Hong Ying, the bunny medic. Buffs. First aid capsule will come out faster after being activated. She's getting a new trait for recalling her capsule. Now it resets the cooldown of the Dark Souls roll. Personally, I don't think she needs this buff, as she's one of the more balanced characters in game. Next up, Marquez, the skunk. It's a bit of a burf. Gas grenade, her Q ability. Launching her gas grenade will now deploy faster. Improved visuals and sound effects for whenever it is activated. Toxin Trap. Mines destroyed by enemies will no longer proc. Mines now chain react if too close to one another. If a gas mine blows up, it will cause other mines to do the same if they are in range of others. Same as gas grenade, the visuals and sound effects for these will be enhanced. Overall, it's not too bad of a nerf. She will still be a very solid Valiant to prevent areas of entry to points. I think the only thing that will change is how mines are placed. They will be probably used as claymores, hidden in the sides of doors or under trains to prevent destruction. Up next is Vladimir the Bear. Fury Cannon is getting a bit of a nerf. Increased explosion fall-off range, reduced splash damage, and reduced explosion size. This nerf was coming to him. His Salt is one of the strongest in game, making him a must-pick at times. Overall, I think he's still going to be a problem in matches. Next up is for my Ryan players. A moment of silence, if you will. They are gutting our boy right in front of our eyes. Nothing but heavy, painful nerfs for us. My condolences to my other 6 Ryan mains out there. Smoke Grenade. Reduce cooldown and duration of smoke. Smoke will now last less time in the field, but we'll get to spam it a bit more, if I'm reading this correctly. Reckless Charge. Congratulations to all of the Norman and Akai mains. You will now be able to ult and go on a 50-player killing spree without even trying. Slower initial sprint speed. And removed attack detection during speed up phase, aka no more point blank charges. Repression. Kills with Ryan's ultimate now increase the timer's duration. Ryan's ult is probably one of the weakest in the game. I, as a Ryan main, hardly ever use it since bots can just shoot through it like it wasn't even there. It feels like a punishment more than a reward to have it be extended. I do have a lot to say about these changes to Ryan, and this is not coming from a biased point. I know he's my only legendary character at the moment because he is my main. Ryan is one of the only characters that can counter an ulting Norman and sometimes a Beyblade Akai from tearing through a whole team with little to no repercussions. Having the presence of a Ryan player in the team will make them think before they unleash their ult, making it more of a tactical decision than just pressing C to win. Alright, enough negativity. I apologize. Next up is Jack, the wolf with the sniper. T-28 projectile launcher. His penetrating bullet, Q, now has less of a windup for launching. It seems that they are speeding up cast times for these abilities. H6 Blood Hunt. Wall Hack, E. Scanning increased from 75 meters to 110 meters. He can now move while activating the ability. D37 Wolfpack Artillery. He can now move while using his ult instead of standing still. These changes are honestly pretty good for our Awu boy. He definitely deserves some love to his kit, and I think this is definitely a win for all the sniper mains. Up next is Sakai Hime. Departure, E, is getting a little nerf and buff. Slide in melee will now do 100 damage instead of the secure 110. Sliding in effective range of encounter, Q, gives you additional stealth. Enigma. Enemies will be disarmed for a little if they hit your decoy left by your slide. This one is a good buff because her decoys really didn't do much. So this is definitely a good change. Uli, the one with the tunnels and RCXD. This one is a big buff for him, and I think this change is gonna make a lot of people pick him up, and I think we'll start with that one. Yuli's Scuba Party. Ultimate. Instead of only squad mates, Yuli's entire team, yes, everyone, can now use his land diving ability as deploy beacons. This here is an insane buff for him. You'll see every player now spawning on this one place since it's a free respawn onto points. The SN3100, or buff RCXD, now moves faster while his ultimate is active. I'm certain with this change he is going to be a more commonplace character in matches now.
Shen.
The Counter Panda. Passive tweak. Jumping during abilities casting is no longer restricted. You can now activate Sense Rolling by pressing the tactical sprint key at the cost of stamina. Not too big of a gameplay change on him. And that's it. No changes for Norman or Irwin this time. Now for the guesstimation tier list. This is just guessing from my experience. This is a segment of the video where I guesstimate the positioning of characters from S tier to C tier. Starting off with Norman, I think he is now an S tier character because of his ultimate and his strong hit. He's gonna feel kind of unstoppable with the current cast. Maybe Croc will be his counter for his ult, but we have yet to see if this will be the case. There is already a trailer for Croc by the time I was filming this, and he does seem to be a decent counter, so we're gonna place him on A instead. It's gonna look a little bit wonky, but he's gonna be an A tier character, so Norman, solid A tier. Ryan is now C tier. His main ability that made him a decent character is nerfed quite harshly, to the point he might not be as fun to play. Aki is a high A tier character. I don't think she moved much from her position since last. Her buff is good, but I highly doubt this will change her playstyle. Jack is now a solid B tier. His buffs do kick him up a fair bit from being low B, high C tier. Vlad is still S tier. His nerfs will hardly affect him too much. Marquez is still a solid A tier. Her nerfs don't seem too bad. She will just have to play a little bit smarter with her mines. Uli is now an A tier. His ult change is gonna make a lot of people play him to contest points. Shen, he's a solid B tier character. Nothing much of his abilities really changed. Hung Ying is a solid A tier. Her buff for a second roll feels unnecessary still for me. Hopefully this won't send her any higher later on. Irwin is a low A tier since she wasn't touched in these new patch notes. Croc, the new character, I'll link the trailer to him in the description if you want to see it completely, and then I'll put some snippets of his gameplay here. He seems like a solid A-tier character. He does a lot of damage really fast, which, like I said earlier with the change, Norman, this might be his counter to his ultimate, since his Tomahawk seems to do a lot of damage real fast. Closing points for this video. I feel like the balancing was a bit all over the place. We had some amazing changes, like Oli's player spawner for the entire team. It's gonna be crazy fun to deal with this one. But we also had really harsh changes that don't feel good and can possibly end a character. Once again, this tier list is just speculation from my experience as a Vanguard player. I hope that moving forward, Combat Cat starts doing more surveys to ask us about how we feel towards balancing certain Valiants and weapons. That way, we as a community can let our voices be heard about how we feel of certain things that need attention. Next time, hopefully, when it comes to these videos, I'll have some of the community members give their opinions about their mains, buffs, and nerfs. Hope my video shines some light on the new upcoming changes to the Valiants of Wild Assault. I'm still very happy with the game and excited to see the new weapons, the new map, and how Croc feels like to play and learn. If you liked the video, please head down below and hit all the good stuff. That's all for me. I'll see you guys out in the wild. Peace!